It's just about driving in its purest form. Because 72s for a lot of 911 guys are the holy grail. This car, with 10 gallons of fuel and all the other fluids in the car, weighs just under 2,200 pounds. We always test the engines on an engine dyno before the motor goes in a chassis. The horsepower was 318 at about 8,000 RPM, and torque is about 270 foot-pounds. The front splitter is actually Jabrock, which is densified beechwood. It's used as a skid on Indy cars, F1 cars. But one of the things that makes our hot rods unique is our close relationship with KW Suspension. And they're the current partner for Porsche Motorsport, and this car has a set of their three-way motorsport dampers. The yellow lug nuts, they call them a pit nut. If you would drop one, at least the yellow is sort of glaring. You can see it and grab it quickly. We like to think of our cars as well-tailored race cars. When you get in the car, it feels like you're crawling into some lady's Hermes bag. We think it makes for a pure driving experience, and we're building their dream 911.
That, by the way, is Marlon Goldberg, the man behind LA-based Workshop 5001 and this $1 million 911. This stunning hot rod creation, not his first I should point out, is based on a 1972 911 with the oil clapper, or oil flap, but with some new lightweight 1973 RS panels. Finished in crayon paint, it looks all at once understated and yet also mesmerisingly beautiful, particularly when you start to notice those cleverly wrought details. But, as gorgeous as it is, this sort of car has to stack up in the way it drives.
And that's where this really doesn't disappoint. First things first, the sound of this 3.4 litre motor is glorious. You might have noticed on the exhaust, it's nothing special really. Marlon happily admits that he could get probably another 30-40 brake horsepower with a fancier exhaust, but chose this dance exhaust because of the growl, the proper air-cooled sound to the engine. And I think it's absolutely the right thing to do. It just sounds wonderful. You might be able to hear the whine, which is from the straight cut intermediate gear as well. At lower speeds, let's slow down for a bit so you can hear that. So you're just potting around, you can hear that whine. It's kind of, and it almost sounds a bit like a supercharger, spooling up at certain revs and low speeds. But then, as you get faster, what a noise! And 318 brake horsepower might not sound a huge amount, but in a car that weighs under a ton, it is plenty. It feels a really muscular engine you'd want from a hot rod, really.
I really think it's worth taking a minute to go into a little more detail about the engine. So here's Marlon again to explain.
So the engine actually started life as a 3.2 liter out of an 86 911, and I turned it into a twin plug 3.4. And what's also unique about this motor, it has titanium connecting rods, straight cut intermediate gear, special rockers, custom camshaft, and the cylinders are Moly Motorsport. The pistons are custom made for us by CP. This, another big deal with this engine is it's the first one with the Kinsler injection. We worked closely with Kinsler to develop an individual throttle body system to work on older air-cooled Porsche motors that have the 2-bolt head. And so this is the first car that we've built that has the kit. And we've since done probably about six sets, and we've started evolving it and have spent time, playing with the harmonics and sort of issues between intake and exhaust track, and trying to tune it and build something that's a really nice package that's essentially like a race motor but detuned enough for the street that you can run street fuel, and have something that's really special.
The philosophy of sympathetic updating extends to the interior too. It might be immaculately trimmed with luxurious materials, as you would hope for the money, but it is also sparse to the extent that there is no radio or Bluetooth connection. In other words, there are no distractions from the driving.
For all of the work that's gone into it, what I really love is that it's still an old 911. From the moment you get into it, the pedals, for example, obviously traditional pedals, perfectly placed, but the specific action, the way they work, feels like the old 911. The way the brakes work, the brakes are quite clever, so they've got a big modern caliper on them, big brake pad area, but they've got small pistons, so you still get that feel of an old 911, an old car's brakes, but just with a lot more stopping power. I wondered how this little wheel, this little prototypo wheel would feel, but it's perfect, just gives you that bit more directness, and the car feels really tough, which is lovely. And like old 911s should, I love just getting to know it. Through these corners up here, just braking deeper, keeping the nose locked in, and then on the power, a bit of left foot braking, just to trim the car, use our rear engine balance. There's a lovely set of corners, jig you one way then the other, and you get that beautiful flow through the hips of the car. That noise! Beautiful unassisted steering, where it just loads up through these corners. And you just feel the flat six behind, working through these corners, downhill corners, and the Avons work really well. Once you get them onto temperature, get a bit of heat into them. It's a car that the more you drive it, the more you learn it, the more it becomes your friend. I love this little 915 5-speed gearbox. It takes, particularly when it's cold, just a little bit of finessing, a bit of timing, a bit of getting them to understand the rhythm of the car, the engine, the drivetrain. I love that. It's not that it bulks, it just wants to be finessed, and as it warms up you feel it come to you. You can dance it around on your side of the road. Feel where it sinks into the suspension, everything, you're so connected to it. Can you tell I'm enjoying it? So much for a 911 is being positive with it, but also knowing when to just wait, when to let it settle. I wonder whether I'd probably want slightly shorter gearing if I had one, just for driving on a road like this. What a car!
I think I might go for the skinnier tyre option too, perhaps an inch less all round just to let it slide a little more. Perhaps back the suspension off a smidgen for the UK. The engine is clearly a masterpiece and I love the whole understated look, so I'd keep the crayon paint but maybe go for a cloth interior. When you start mentally speccing your own bespoke build, you know it must be good. I just need to pick some lottery numbers now. How about 9, 11, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Thank you very much indeed to the extremely generous owner for letting us drive his car. If you would like to know even more about it, then why not click on the link to see the full, fascinating interview with Marlon. Please also do think about subscribing to the channel and sharing the film if you haven't already. It really is much appreciated and helps us to keep doing what we do.